Hello and welcome back to XCOM2 War of the Chosen. It is time for us to get into the next mission, Operation Bleeding Savior. We need to extract the VIP, so it's not a dark VIP, it's a straight up VIP mission. And we're going with a, interesting team here. Most of our primary team members are probably currently either injured or still tired. So we're putting together this team. Even a sergeant and a lieutenant, the two here. We do have Fury, who's going to more or less advance and hopefully lead this team. And we got a couple of old friends, Majors, Hammer, Shakes, and we had this sniper in a couple of other missions. So, without further ado, these lobbies, I would call them a mixture of good soldiers and B team, are going to handle the situation.
We're in the pipe, 5 by 5.
I'm still looking forward how this mission is going to play out. I guess after the last mission where we only had three players, I think it was Surgical, the side trip was called Surgical. It got me thinking about like action economy, because I am currently already considering what kind of challenges I might enable. And what I mean with enabling challenges is really I don't know if it's me or if it's the game. I was expecting to get my ass kicked because I haven't played for such a long time, and Impossible Ironman used to be decently difficult. I mean, in all fairness, yes, I played a lot of difficulties that were way higher than the normal impossible setup with multiple enemies and so on and so forth. So like double enemy pack, triple enemy pack, crazy shit. But the core point is, at no point Impossible Ironman felt like it was just a pushover. This run, however, me coming back being completely washed out, not on top of the game, clearly making suboptimal decisions because I didn't know, it's a blind playthrough. But still, the whole game, I mean, this is still a perfect run. We haven't lost a single soldier, we haven't lost a single mission. And that got me thinking about maybe they have tuned down the difficulty curve a little bit. I'm not sure why it is becoming significantly more easy. I do have my suspicion. I almost know why it is the case, but I don't want to go into this in this video now. There are reasons why it feels significantly easier, but this is I'll go into it when I do the recap video of the whole run at the end.
Seems doable.
Oh, I forgot, she's not hidden. Well, that's not a problem. Might as well trigger that pack.
They've seen me.
Okay. We can easily kill her.
Running and gunning.
Just need to make sure that we do not pull yet another pack, but I think we're fine. Yeah, we're fine.
You can't handle me.
That's the VIP, by the way. So, in terms of his cover, I do not really appreciate his comet position all too much, so might as well just take away his cover. Nice little shredding.
Moving to position.
Now we're taking away the additional armor that that guy has. Solid critical hit.
I'm going.
This here should be the kill.
How about that?
And to be honest, might as well use lightning hands and... Oh, that was a crit, nice. And our sniper rifle. Yeah, just to down him.
Thousands to go.
Easy. First pick, no problem whatsoever. Overwatch.
I am watching.
And we still have plenty of rounds. It was a good first start. We wanted to trigger early. I really did not want to like try to stealth that mission. And it's even better that we trigger right away.
Forget Alvin forces there.
So they're just standing there. Okay. We are
Heading out.
making room, and I would guess that here, yeah, that's hitting his friend as well, because then we're already shreddering. His friend is a shield bearer. And we need to shred his armor. There we go. Shred it.
I'm going.
Elite shield bearer. One hit, two hit down. There we go.
Not too shabby.
We could use the high ground over here. But I think we're even fine with being down here. We have a pretty good to hit. Yeah, shouldn't be an issue.
Not too shabby. No need to ask twice. Advent troops here.
Worst possible timing. For those of you who see that on YouTube, in all fairness, I wanted to walk around that way. Okay, so but I thought to myself, you know what, like one field, it's unlikely going to cause any issues. That's the kind of thinking that you immediately need to stop, because this is XCOM. One field definitely is going to matter. Perfect. And that's a way better positioning. I'm not sure though if we would have line of sight. That's the only problem. We can still use it next turn. Just want to start chipping down the sector pod a little bit.
Deflection.
Yeah, we're not going to use lightning hands on him. Nor on him. We can take a shot, a normal shot for free before we need to throw the mimic beacon. The shot is not going to matter really. Well, it's 1 damage here and unlikely damage there. So, yeah. There you go, 1 damage. No, no, no! I forgot that I only had one turn left. Oh my god, massive mistake. For some reason I thought I still had 2 turns left. Oh my lord. Okay, it could have been worse. It, of course, could have been better. Wow. Okay, on a scale from 1 to fuck my life, that was a big mistake. That's usually the kind of game mistake that cost you a full run. Just saying, so... We can move up here, and that would be probably a pretty solid position to deal with the Overwatch, which we need to do first. Well, I would say that was good. Solid chance to kill him. We do have Salvo. Which is one way for us to go from here. It's basically dropping a grenade. However, another way is to simply move into a better position and ignore the fact that he's wrath cannoning us. So this here should deal with his armor.
Deflection.
Okay, armor gone. Now, we could get rid of his full cover, which might be a good idea. We could probably kill this guy here with a rocket launcher. But I think this here would be the best choice. Plus, it also shreds his armor. Good. The reason why I wanted to do this is we still have teamwork going.
Keep going.
Yeah, and now we do have an option for later. Good. After we used his ability to teamwork, which took the first of his two abilities, we're now concentrating our fire onto this gigantic piece of technology. Unfortunately, we do not have lightning hands, which would come in handy now, but that's not the case. We could jump over, but that wouldn't really change much. We could use Icarus jump. That's one option. I don't think that Haywire protocol is a valid one. We could take a shot and then afterwards basically keep our Mimic Beacon. That wouldn't be too bad. So shot, Icarus to get somewhere else. Oh no, wait a second, shot ends the turn. Never mind. Mimic Beacon also does so. Yeah. We could aid protocol. Which up here is not too bad because we would have a pretty solid position for threat assessment, so she will have an extra shot. I am thinking about what position we would want to take. So I think over here is not too bad. Even up here is not too bad. Gives us a lot of flexibility, and we can decide whether or not we want to use the Mimic Beacon. Perfect repositioning, wonderful. Now we still need to deal damage to this guy. And although it seems wasteful, did we deal damage to him? I'm not seeing any damage, but yeah, the health is slowly but surely going down.
My strike surges forth.
Oh, yep, that was good. I am very happy that we did not deal more damage than that, because we would have taken the explosion damage. This guy is about to bust open like a ripe fruit. We're taking our cover. And this effectively means we're killing him. Okay, still got a Mimic Beacon. Still got the chance to bust this Stun Lancer. He dodged, of course. We do have an Overwatch shot. Yep, good. So, Mr. Shakes, what's the plan here? The stun lancer is in a bad condition because he's burning. It's always bad. Burning means he cannot melee attack, unless they have changed that. And I'm thinking which of these situations is worse. If we leave him uncontrolled, he would move up here and try to flame the area, which would mean we're taking a shot against our heavy. I'm okay with that almost, specifically since she has untouchable. She hasn't killed anyone this turn, I believe. But it's okay, I wouldn't mind that. Which then in a consequence means if we position the Mimic Beacon here, these two guys are going to see it. Well, that was the threat assessment.
Not even close.
Yeah, I figured that wouldn't be too much of a problem. And this guy, is he going to attack? No, he's overwatching because he couldn't reach the beacon. Okay, 9 turns left. Half of the city is already destroyed. And the fun apparently has just started. I would say pretty typical XCOM day, if you'd ask me. Unfortunately, they are too far away. Ah, almost. Let us start with setting the scene straight. This guy needs to die.
Did you see that one?
Okay. Secondly, we are not triggering any attacks, any overwatch shots if we're just moving down here.
Here I come.
And we can maybe deal enough damage.
Advent forces sighted.
Never mind, because today is the International Day of being a fucking retard and pulling extra pots over and over and over, and I'm the ambassador of that new day. I volunteered to take that role and wanted to show you a mission of how it's not done.
Bombs away!
I wanted to save a grenade, therefore I moved, very much aware that that could mean we're triggering something.
Running dry.
Interestingly enough, we haven't really managed to get a good position with her. So we need to fix that. Okay. Okay, I do have an idea. My idea is basically, let's kill this guy with a pistol shot. Did work out well. And now we either deal damage or we stun this guy to the back. I think we're going with a damage part.
On your order.
Interestingly for us, we have removed so much cover that there's almost no space left. So we can't really take cover in the middle of this section. 1 hit point left. We do have a Mimic Beacon, which we're probably going to use. We do not have Run and Gun. And I don't like the chances of hitting him. What we could do is we could do a merciful charge and basically take it from there. Let's think that through first.
Let's rock.
Okay, so although this is only a 60% chance, I really like the odds because it would be a single shot kill, and the Codex is usually getting on my nerves. Let's start with it. If we get a hair trigger, we might not use the Mimic Beacon.
Happy now?
We do not get a hair trigger, and that's fine. Which means we only have 2 action units left. We could go into melee mode and kill this guy. Would mean we're probably taking damage from the explosion. And we unfortunately do not have enough time, enough movement to move here and attack this guy. So effectively what we're saying is, you know what? How about we take this wonderful beacon, throw it there. Take your chances, guys. And we're reducing his armor.
Armor still holding.
How could he even miss with that? The beacon is standing in the open. Is it possible now that these guys can miss beacons? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. We still have 8 turns. Let's think through. We had 17 enemies. We had a double, another double, that's 4. Then we had this quadruple, that's 8. And then we had the 3 here, that's 11. So we do have 6 more, which is effectively 2 further packs.
Whatever you say.
See if that would pull someone or something. It wouldn't.
Well, how about that? I need ammo.
We continue to aggressively advance. Superior speed is a wonderful loot for us. And I would scout ahead and see if this here pulls another pack.
Advent awaits us.
That's fine. We have it under control. No worries.
Ready Target neutralized.
Okay. So.
Rebel out!
This here would give us a full view, but unfortunately not very good odds.
That armor's tough.
The priest will try to mind control, and basically the purifier does not do all too much.
No problem, boss.
77% chance to hit. I mean, we could go for the attempt to kill. Not sure if that works though. He probably has sustenance, so we could kill those priests, but there's a big risk of running into sustenance. The other alternative is de facto. Position ourselves up here, but then we can be flanked. Up here would be still flanking. Everything else wouldn't allow us to flank. I need to shortly think about that. Bio break for 30 seconds. Alright, I considered the odds by mentally going through it. So here's the reasoning. We're so far away, the only one really having an exposure is our Templar. But this here is not really an exposure, at least not in my book. So what we could do is we could move and effectively take out one of these persons. Most likely this guy here. We do not have any repositioning, so neither implaceable nor untouchable, which is a little bit of an issue. If we would have that, the whole situation would be very easy. Let us... This shield bearer next turn will first of all use his shield, so we can disregard him. And let's focus on the purifier first.
It hit the plate.
This here could be a position, but that's super risky because we're most likely going to pull something. There is no window here. We could advance, punish him with a strike. even advance to here and punish him with a strike. I'm surprised that he's the only one that we can hit. But anyways, so we could punish him with a strike, then finish this guy. But the question is really, where do we position ourselves? We could position ourselves down here, which would be a little bit almost cheating because the AI is seldomly getting off a high ground position. It's knowing that they would just like shoot down, but this here wouldn't be line of sight. However, I wouldn't count on it. So that's a little bit too aggressive maneuver for my taste. We could go behind here, take the shot, which is probably the play that we're going for. But then we are in a, well, this is high cover, so let's take the high cover. The priest could move up to here and then flank us. Unlikely to happen because the priest is prioritizing his mental abilities over his physical ones. And this guy here would die, so we would have to deal with two threats. Solid damage.
Let's move already. Who's keeping score?
Yeah. Mind control, as I was guessing. Which is fine, he's going to die next turn.
The voices are everywhere.
And again, not very surprisingly,
My power failed to protect me.
the AI has a certain predictable nature. Let's start with the obvious. We would want to kill this guy, right? Right.
We're green to go.
So it's reloading and taking a solid shot.
Shot failed to connect.
Bittersweet. Trying to get to a position where we would see this guy. Grappling hook is unfortunately on cooldown. This here would be so good, but we don't have run and gun on the sniper. Icarus suit will help us to get at least one person there.
No problem, boss.
And we're going to change the rules of the game a little bit, because we still have a grenade. And I intend to just blow everything here to smithereens. Just need to find the right position. Probably around here.
Frag out.
Wow, we are still not having line of sight. Oh, here we go.
All right, I'll go. It's still moving.
Let's try this again real quick. Is he losing his mind control? Yeah, I was about to say it would have been unfair to still continue with the mind control if you're in sustenance.
Rolling out.
We're just moving over. Now, this guy here still needs some pounding. This here is a good position because we don't have line of sight, hence we cannot be flanked from down there. But we are flanking this guy.
Deflection.
Okay. It's almost down.
Over here.
Good enough for me.
Top of my rage.
We can... Oh, nice. We can put him on parry because he will be seen by the priest. And therefore, his untouchable will be helpful in case this guy wants to shoot. Harmless. Harmless. I think we're just sidearming him because I want to have the option to still use his movement if needed. Okay. Good. We do have 6 turns, and by the way, we need to go to here. So I think we have almost killed every single thing on this map.
Will do.
But since today is how about we trigger a shit ton of enemies, it was necessary to do that.
Ready to go.
Elsewise, the mission wouldn't be complete. Our task today was to stumble into as many fucked up situations as possible. And I think we did pretty well overall, so that wasn't bad. So, Bonnie Walkers, come on. Crit. Yes, no, maybe. Okay, we still have ammunition on her, and I think we have an advanced... Well, we don't have an advanced stock, but it's good enough to kill this guy.
You know that was good. Let's do this.
Besides,
Infiltrating their system.
what hack would we have available? We didn't have any time to check that yet. Squad immediately gains concealment. That's also interesting. So that could be our 50-50 to just get out of the situation. because the enemy couldn't see us, hence couldn't attack us. But no, I think we're fine. We still have an Icarus jump, which we could use to get up here. Problem is this guy, to be honest. So it would be cool if we could crowd control him, which I think we can't. We don't have a grappling hook. Elsewise, I would go up and aim for the other codex.
Is it clear?
With her blue screen rounds, she can solo shot and kill this guy. Come on.
Get it together.
That was a bad outcome. Fortunately, a very bad outcome. We're taking... who would need 8 protocol? Who would really need 8 protocol? With a threat assessment together, I guess up front here wouldn't be too bad. Question is if this guy moves first. If he moves first, then threat assessment will not do much. Let's do the moves that are 100% clear. He will stay here and parry in case the Andromedon decides to come. So now for the last remaining member. We can go with 8 protocol, which isn't too bad because she has long shot and could use it. So might as well go for that. We need to reposition. And this here would be a pretty good spot due to the flanking nature. Okay.
You know that was good. That's it. I'm out.
Psionic bomb. Yeah, I knew it. But the threat assessment killed it. Okay. Pretty good so far. So this is, by the way, the last enemy, which means we are disregarding the Overwatch that this guy has started. Instead, move there and kill him. Nice little critical strike, by the way. Good job. Oh, we still have enough time to move out. Easy. One shot. And one miss.
Missed.
I will tear you apart.
We could leave him there as a living shield. I think we're not, but we could. We also have a frost bomb left over, which we probably will not use.
Running dry on ammo.
Alright, hair trigger.
Hostile terminated. Weapons empty. Can't engage.
Good to go. I can handle that.
So 5 turns before we even need to get out, everyone is dead.
Got it.
A good decision.
Throwing the hook.
Overall, by the way, an extremely sloppy mission. I played well when it comes to the recovery aspect, like after I fucked up the situations. But there had been huge mistakes stepping into the sector pod, although knowing that I could have done that better.
On it.
Solid copy.
The advantage here is if you know the AI well enough, then you're often no longer surprised, even in the situations where we had a little bit of a more tense setup. We weren't really surprised by the AI.
Let's do this.
Certain creatures will always prioritize certain abilities. The Advent Priest, I already noticed, behaves very much like a Sectoid,
Heading home. Getting out of here.
even more like a Sectoid, even more focused on his mental abilities than a Sectoid.
Evac confirmed.
So it was clear that he's not going to hit.
Confirmed. Mission accomplished.
For the shield bearer, you can assume that he's, in the first round, always going to use his shield before he's going to start shooting. It's more difficult with others to predict. An Advent Captain, zum Beispiel, an Advent Captain, for example, is someone who's very difficult to predict. You could start with marking a target and then shooting. Could also throw grenades and could also run into a flanking position. Stun lancers are relatively easy to predict. Whenever they can stun someone with a melee attack, they are trying to do it. The purifiers, in my perspective, are also very straightforward, running in, trying to hit at least one target and set everything ablaze. Yeah, and other aliens then again are more difficult to predict. By the way, she wasn't wounded on the mission, just to full disclosure. She was on the sick bay, so I stimulated her with hyper stimulation chamber, and because we didn't have a sniper, and I felt I just didn't want to use a sniper from a Colonel sniper. I wanted it more challenging. So major rank for our Templar Fury here, 32 points. Number 1, Rend generates a wave of psionic energy in the direction of the attack. Damage increases with the focus and level. That's interesting. Deals damage equal to double of Templar, so it's basically like a little bit of a shield when people are attacking us. Then this is cool. Exchange locations with a squad mate. I can think about a lot of options for this, so that's probably something that we're going to use. And that here is also good for him. Free attacks. If enemy begins their turn in an adjacent tile, Bladestone will trigger. An enemy will for an enemy that tries to attack the Templar. If an enemy doesn't begin their turn, Bladestone will trigger when the enemy moves into melee range, which isn't bad considering that he has the parry ability, so he could actually stand there and take a hit. I like the deep focus with 3 focus. I was eyeing that ability the last time already. The stun strike does not end the Templar's turn. Okay, now I finally know it. That's good. I was worrying about this. The Vault here ends, yeah, it ends the Templar's turn. Okay, so what I want to do definitely is exchange. That's a fixed ability. I really like mobility, and I really like flexibility with your actions. And this here is a phenomenal ability, really good. I could see a lot of value in it. I don't see that much value in the whole deflection and arc wave tree, and let me tell you why. But that's just the first impression. Only stupidity and not giving a fuck in the last mission brought us to the point where we actually had enemy units left over at the end of our turn. So in the majority of all cases, there won't be any unit left over, which means these abilities are nice on paper, but they will never happen in a mission because we will most likely kill everything a little bit earlier. Now, if he would be someone that's regularly going on side trap missions with only 3 people in there, then I can see that this is good because he's then kind of a tank with reflection and so on and can trigger that regularly. But realistically, would you want to build a standard build only for 3 people missions? We had how many of these? 2 so far, right? I'm not sure. The deep focus definitely resonates with me. I like it. This here is faster focus generation. I think that's not bad. I mean, to walk over, that's good. Does this end the turn? Does not end. And I could also see that we are using Amplify in the future. This marking abilities generally aren't are a little bit undervalued. I mean, causing 33 additional points of damage. Just think about the times when we were trying to attack Codex, for instance, and we don't want it to split. Using one ability just to mark it and give up a focus for that, that's fine, specifically since the Templar has a lot of other options. Then alternatively also this whole Volt aftershock thing, making targets that are being shocked easier to hit. These 2 here are more, yeah, let's say supportive skills, and if we get a little bit more AP, then I am at least going to skill Amplify because it's a standalone ability. I haven't used Vault all too much. Maybe that is wrong because I maybe should have used it more often, but its melee attack is pretty good, and if you have the whole area under control, then very seldom are you required to use Vault at all. This here will probably be pretty good because it allows you to pick up energy and then more often use Vault because you effectively will very soon have 3 energy. So yeah, the class begins to be more interesting. Becomes more interesting. I am still not 100% sure as of how strong he is. He has a lot of nice gimmicks though, I'll give him that.
Excellent work, Commander.
An engineer whom we don't
Your
need,
efforts
and
continue to
91
foster
intel,
resistance movement across
which
the
arguably with 300 intel is also soldier bond available, is also maybe not necessary. So where's the soldier bond? Oh, god damn it, where are the bonds?
This being
Down here,
in
okay.
the Elders facility is unknown to my kind. It is something other than ourselves. An attempt at recapturing something lost. It must be destroyed, as is the fate for all bound creations of the Elders.
What's this? Yeah, okay, we already know that he did acquire that. And you know, once we're done with removing this negative trait, we continue to do that in the future. Overall, a successful mission. I think we now have 3 or 4 missions, flawless missions in a row, which isn't too bad. Nice. That's the Codex Brain.
New objective added.
It looks like we've got our work cut out for us, Commander.
In the field, the Codex appears as an anomalous form in an almost constant state of flux, seemingly only present in our world for milliseconds at a time. However, it was apparently not immune to the effects of conventional weaponry, having dissipated before leaving behind this object.
So, we could try to progress the storyline here, or we're using the stasis suit, or alternatively, we could go with one of the autopsies. This here is nice for psionics. I don't know what the chrysalid autopsy would bring. I know it's normally Hazmat West, but they seem to have changed that. This here wouldn't bring us anything, and the trooper autopsy, I think we already finished that, to be honest. Good.
New objective added.
Investigate the Codex Brain's coordinates.
Commander, I've updated our current
Lots of
objectives
chrysalids
based
there.
on the most recent
I already know
findings.
what's
We've
coming,
established contact with
and
the local resistance forces in this region, Commander.
that I think that's the first time that we also see a gatekeeper. Five more days for negative trait removal. Let's take a look whom we would take onto the storyline mission. I want to go in with a good team. Lightly wounded, negative trait removal, tired. No. We're going to go in with a top team. So let's wait a couple of days. That was our next soldier. I am secretly building up a squad of sergeants. Just in case we need reinforcements, because now almost everyone graduated to colonel. Shredder, yes please. Good. So I think we do have still 2 more rookies, and we would have 2 grenadiers, 2 specialists, 1 sharpshooter, 1 ranger. So might as well go for another ranger and then another sharpshooter.
action together is complete, Commander.
Very nice. Improved auto pistols, so that will help our Templar to be a little bit better. +1 on the auto pistols, that's cool. And also we got the dodge +10, which is a really nice reward. Resistance contacts, no. Most of these rewards are pretty shitty. I think we're going for the ability points because we need ability points. And there it's actually more about the real reward instead of anything else. Willpower, by the way, is only defense against psionic attacks. It's not attacking. So I did the mistake of thinking that if you stack willpower on psionic soldiers, that would help you. Ain't helping, mate. So it's Roby there. Soldier wounded moderate. Roby takes one of the lower levels with him. And we don't want him wounded, so I'm gladly paying the 25. Intel.
We will begin
Yes,
the covert
please.
action
Okay.
immediately, Commander.
We are almost done with the psionic training. I think only 3 or 4 more psi abilities and then the psionics are done. What a shitty loot, by the way. We scanned all these days for an expanded magazine.
Avenger plotting new course.
So we're soon going to go for the next storyline mission. Oh, wait a second. All negative traits removed. Perfect. That means only Doreen Robertson, and yeah, that's our grenadier. Yeah, need to remove the traits. Ranvin won't be on the storyline mission. That's a bummer because we really want to get him to Colonel. There is a covered ops mission that yields a promotion. If all else fails, we're just going to do that. Okay. I think it's time for the next mission. Let me check one more time. Soldiers would be almost ready. I want to take Fury with us because I want to level him as well. So it's one more day.
Setting course for Sector 8, Mexico.
Okay, he should be fine now. Still tired. What the F?
Central, Commander, excellent. My analysis of the fragmented codex data is almost complete. The information I've uncovered so far outweighs...
New objective added.
Breach the alien network, which means using a Skulljack on the codex. And you can take a wild guess what we're going to do on the storyline mission.
On the latest findings.
Okay, I think everyone's ready.
Tygan insists our forces should have no trouble disabling a codex in the field. At least long enough for us to hack into the
Yes,
advent.
everyone's ready.
The hard part
So,
will be convincing
we're
our
going for the
crews
next
not to
storyline
get
mission,
started
guys.
as soon as-
I am looking very much forward for that. Berserkers, mutants, elite troopers, chrysalids, and one
Setting
codex.
course for the West Asian corridor.
Plus, and they have forgotten about that, a gatekeeper.
Commander, we'll
And this
have one of
is
our
what we're going to
troops
do
equip the
in the next
Skulls in for
video.
use in